We're going to create the next section now. What is the next section? The next section would be something to contain this whole text, the home page or about page, whichever. So let's do that. And let me see if that's part of my, yeah, that's the next element in my curriculum. Cool. I'm going to go here. These are the different options in Webflow to add elements onto the page. The first one is quite simply add element. There are a few more which we'll get to, but we are currently here. It's called the navigator, and it lets you see all the elements of a given page. And the one below that lets you browse between different pages. So right now the website doesn't have other pages. We will be creating some. So we'll come to that later. But right now we're in the navigator. Navigator shows you what all elements are in a given page. I want to add new elements. So I'm going to select plus. I'm going to select layout level section. I'm going to add plus container. Okay. And I'll add a div. Cool. Let's expand this. There you go. Now I need something to contain all of this. So what I can do is I can add an image. I can add a title. I can add text. I'll just show you how that works. You go back to plus, start scrolling this list of items. There's something called image. So I added an image. Now I click plus again. I want a heading. There's something called heading. Heading. Plus again, I want a text paragraph. Paragraph. So technically I have what I need now. But there's another way to do this, which is instead of creating heading, paragraph, image every time, what you can do is you can simply add a rich text block. This one. And a rich text block lets you do all of these while typing it out. So, hey, this is the heading. And I can select no heading or heading. So, hey, this is my name. And then I can start writing paragraphs. This is the first paragraph. And the coolest part is I can add an image right here. So let's get SpongeBob image. Okay, this looks funnier. So I guess this one. I can add GIFs also. Cool. So I can click on this plus, click on image, on this. Done, and it gives me some styling options. I want it on the left. It's done. You can just select text and give it a smaller heading, so H4, and you can add ordered or unordered lists. Great work 1, another work 2, not so great, work 3. Yeah, cool. So this earlier part which I created, the image, the heading, the paragraph, I can delete it because everything can be done inside a rich text block. Technically we have our whole home page. I can actually copy paste this right here, and it won't look exactly like this, but for the purpose of this, yeah, you have the whole thing. Yeah, but the styling is not looking that great. So let's give it some styles. What do we do? What are the problems? I see that first we need some space from the top here. So let's do that first. Let's take this div block and add some space from the top. So it's within the element. I want to push the content inside this box below. I'm going to put something called 32px here. Went down a little bit. Does that look fine? Looks fine. And as you can see, the page is ending abruptly. Okay, it has some space already, so it's not a problem. But suppose I wanted to add some space below. Let's put 32px here. Okay, that gives it more. Oh, there's an empty element, that's why. Yeah, so now there's 32px below. And yeah, how does this look? Still doesn't look like this one. So let's see, what's the problem? Looks like the font size is too small, so let's make the font size bigger. Let's select a paragraph. So I'm selecting a paragraph here. I'm clicking here and saying, okay, select all paragraphs and apply this style. Hmm, that should do it. Okay, great. The font size is bigger, but the sentences are too long. As you can see, it's very wide. So what to do about that? As you can see, this one is shorter, and it's because it's easier to read when it's shorter. So to fix that, I'm going to add spacing within. So earlier we added spaces in the top and the sides, top and the bottom. This time I'll add it to the sides. Not good enough. Let's try more. Close. Let's try a little more. Nice. This looks similar. It's got similar amounts of space, but there's a problem now. If I go down, oops. Remember CSS cascading? So this 128px is being applied below the screen size too, but I don't want that to happen. So here, I don't want this to be 128. I want it to be something like, actually I want it to be 0 in this case. And in the next one, oh, it definitely needs something here. So I'm going to put 12 and, sorry, what just happened? Yeah. Put 12 and 12. Oops. 12 and 12, and the 12 gets applied to the next one too. Right? Still not similar to this. What's different? I mean, the font color is a little different. That's fine. But you can see this, these are finer elements. You can see that there's a good amount of line height, which gives some adequate spacing between the letters and the words, uh, and that makes it easier to read. So let's do that. Let's add line height. How do you do that? You again select the paragraph and select the paragraph element, and it says it has height 20px. So I'm going to make it 22. 24 seems like good work. All right, this works. It's quite close. There's a font difference. This is Inter and this is Open Sans, but I think overall this comes quite close. And it just took us like a few short minutes. So you have a home page now. You can create anything you want here. You can bold, italicize, add links, external links, whatever you want. All of it is ready. Cool. Our first page is done. I want to see how it looks on the actual website. So I can publish. So the good thing about Webflow is you can publish it to the internal project name.webflow.io domain before you connect your custom domain. So let's do that. We have a working website.